I love making these videos for you. Um, I had my television ministry in the 80s. We have a few of those up on YouTube. Um, it was so expensive, and some big crews. I mean, it was great. It was great, but it was like huge. And, it's like the evolution actually really to me means the realization that you're already evolved. And what I want to share, and so being able then to change as we become more aware of who we really are and more active in expressing and being who we really are, then what we're doing or how we're living our environment changes to suit more of where we are now. And what oftentimes success is really a deterrent, because we tend to be competing with our former so-called reality and how we live, and then we're judging others based on our own programming, conditioning of what we think is real and true and good. So we're instead of being in the moment and being fully who we are, we have all of this information, ideas, thoughts, beliefs, concepts, and everything that's actually interfering with our being fully satisfied and fulfilled in every moment, in the natural bliss of our own being. Bliss just means you're in your being without the mind torturing you and analyzing and figuring out and planning and judging and regretting and hoping and and all of this stuff. So what my topic is the secret is obvious. I want to say that the secret is obvious. And there really are no secrets. Everything's obvious, but people don't notice the obvious because they're too busy analyzing and figuring everything out as it computes in their system instead of actually being there. It's like taking selfies of wherever you are, but you're never there. And then when you go home, you could look at all the selfies you took of yourselves taking selfies, but you were never there. And you don't go anywhere. It's always you being. And we think we're going somewhere. No, it may change what the appearance is and the temperature and all this around your physicalness, but it's always you just being. And the secret is obvious. And the secret, if we want to know how this world works, just notice nature. Right now I'm planting a garden. And the key about a garden is the soil. All the minerals, just like your body doesn't take rocks in, it doesn't eat rocks, but it needs the phosphate, and there's phosphorus, but they need that in the soil and the nitrogen. And whatever you want to be in the plant, you need to put in the soil, so that when you eat that, the fruit or the nuts or the vegetables, the seeds, the grains, however, is in that soil. So that's the same thing with us, is you could call us the field or the soil, our consciousness of our lives. And if you have that full of ignorance, full of poison, full of toxins, full of ugliness and hatred and competition and sibling rivalry and all of this pettiness that is destroying the person, really, ruining them so that they're suffering always, and they're enjoying their suffering, and they're actually really blaming other people that are causing them, but they're doing it to themselves. Even something that may have happened, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, because there really is no time, but you're still living it now. You're ruining your moment-to-moment experience. What, to prove you're right and they're wrong and they harmed you and you didn't do it? See, this is what happens. And if you want to know that the secret is obvious, when you're out in nature and you observe what's going on, just like as I was going to plant, these seeds, and notice some things don't like each other. If you plant onions with peas or beans, those peas or beans are not going to have a good flavor, because they're going to take on the energy of those onions. Just like some people you're comfortable with, some people you groove with, some people you don't. And when you really look at, you see, when you know who you are, you have no enemies. That doesn't mean people aren't perceiving you in some way. And that's one of the things, like as a teacher or being out in the world so much as I have been in my life, you get lots of stuff coming back at you. People bouncing their realities off you, judging you, criticizing you, finding fault, envy, hatred, love, attachment, your fixation, all of this stuff, because people haven't done their work, because nobody's been taught to do the work. It's always give your power out there to somebody or something to rescue you, to do it for you. But when we get to who we really are, and we start noticing the harmony of nature, and start noticing how that functions, and start noticing that the body is made of these elements, you see, but there's us, the divine. So the secret is obvious, but you have to notice the obvious and pay attention to the obvious and start to observe. And if you really want to be happy, because everybody wants to be happy, there's that which brings out happiness. Start to notice, when have you been happy? And then notice how you ruin your happiness. Hi.
Good morning. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, so nice to see you.
Good morning.
It's great. Had no idea somebody's coming up. But you see, the secret is obvious. And you notice it with people, in nature, and everywhere. And as you do that, you're becoming stronger, more powerful, more connected. You're not blowing your energy everywhere. You're not just giving it away. You're not on an emotional roller coaster everywhere. You're not terrified. You're not, what's going to happen to me? Say, I'm not talking to the masses of people, because I don't know what happened to them. But I'm talking with you, because obviously you tuned in to this, and we are together. And share this with as many people as possible, you see. And that's the real thing. Those that are ready, you see. And that's the key, is it's now or never. And now is all there is, and it's you.